Hey everyone, it's Cyrus Egono. I'm going over today how you can fund your idea and get the cash you need to take your idea from your bedroom to the boardroom, as they would say. Forgive the horrible cliche, but that's what we're all after. We have an idea, we have a business, and we need the financing. We're going to go over today how to make that happen with our company and how we can help you make this a reality. There's a lot of companies out there doing it. We want to try to save you the time, get you the facts so that you can make your dreams happen. So bear with me. Let's make this happen. I'm Cyrus Egono. I am a marketing professional. I reside here in Phoenix, Arizona. Some people that we work with currently are Karen Gravano from Mob Wives. We work with Greg Toller. We work with some other people in the NFL. We have about 3 or 4 NFL clients. One of our biggest, I guess you can say, clients over the time has been Becky G. She's the newest person on 17 magazine. Done stuff with Disney, etc. It's really cool to see projects that you've started, what is this, 2011, 2010, really start to, bear fruit. A couple years ago, we started fundingwagon.com because we really saw that there's a tons of solopreneurs out there. So not entrepreneurs, but solopreneurs. People like you are probably just watching this on your computer. You have an idea. Maybe you want to start a website. Maybe a clothing company. Maybe you want to, do whatever business. But it's just you, and to make it happen, you just need financing and funding to make that happen. And not only that, you need the connections to people and resources, and that's why we started fundingwagon.com, is to help people just like that. So over the last couple years, we've been doing this, and we've helped over 2,500 people, not 25, sorry, 2,500 people start, market, and grow their businesses. And it's probably one of the most gratifying experiences to see someone, get the money for their idea and actually have the help to get started the right way. So here's what you're going to learn during this presentation. You're going to learn how to not look like an idiot using Kickstarter or Indiegogo, kind of out there begging for people to donate to you. If somebody can give you the funding and your idea is a great one, why wouldn't you just take it, right? How to raise the money for your idea, of course. It's pretty self-explanatory. So why is this important to you now? It's important to you now because a lot of stuff that people out there are teaching is not right. Some people say that, okay, you need to have 2 years of business, you need to have an LLC, you need to have 2 years of bank history, or you need hundreds of thousands of dollars, etc. That's not true. There's funding products out there now, using credit or equipment or an auto vehicle, etc., where you don't have to have these things to get the money for your idea. And what we do is we help you figure out what you have and how much money you can get based off of your ability to do so. So, is this for you? Do you not have the capital to actually make your dreams come true? Yes, no. If you have millions of dollars, I guess you could be watching and find this useful to you, but maybe not as much as the guy who doesn't really know what to do. Have you started down the path, but you're having issues, and capital or money, cash, would help you iron it out? Is there a big player in your niche or industry that you could work with if you had the capital to do so? Well, this is probably for you then. And then, of course, do you want to just live out your dreams? A business is a great thing. It allows you to take an idea and make it real, and it's a very invigorating thing. It wakens up something deep inside every entrepreneur, and that's why it's just a special breed of people. Before we get in this, we're going to get into some house rules. I don't know what this Mo's down here for. But hey, this is not for people who do not follow directions. This is not for people who are not responsive. This is not for people who don't understand they have to pay the money back. And, these results aren't typical. 90% of people do not actually receive money. And the reason why is because they can't follow the directions. And following the directions is very, very important. So you need to make sure you're one of the people who follow directions. Okay? And yes, we have a confession. We do have an advantage over most other funding companies. We are in a very interesting space as a business because we have entertainment background, but we also have very strong banking background. So our ability that we've already helped over 2,500 individuals and companies, and us being able to stretch from one side to the other side, it does give us a competitive advantage over most other people. Most funding companies would not be trying to target creative industries or industries that maybe people wouldn't touch, like, you want to start your own website or whatever it may be. So this is a huge advantage that we have over other people in the space. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell you my own story on how I actually funded my own business. I actually have a clothing company that I started, and I'm going to show you what I did to actually make it happen and how it brought me to this point now where I'm actually showing you the same exact steps that I took. Okay? I started business at an early age, my early 20s. I had no mentors. I hated reading and I hated listening. I played football. I was pretty good at it. I thought I was kind of better than everybody else. So, I figured it would just 100% translate into business. And anybody out there, you're probably laughing in your head because you know that that's 100% not the way it works. Very, very rarely do people get into business for the first time and it works out exactly the way that they planned it. So, of course, I had some unfortunate hurdles. No patience. I started doing different things to fund getting these. Had to get the product, the clothes. So I would do a bunch of different things. I started throwing parties. I started, just doing a lot of random things to make the money. One idea, or what I did actually to start getting into money, is I started to throw parties, club promotions at the college I went to. And I actually, started getting a name and started getting good at it. And I decided, if I can, throw these parties to fund my business, let me try to do something bigger and, throw a concert. I threw a concert with a guy who was, quote unquote, helping me. We ended up losing on the concert. People didn't show up. It was kind of embarrassing. I invested the same amount of money as this other guy into this show. The Shop Boys, it was Party Like a Rock Star. I don't know if you guys remember that song. It was at the peak of the popularity of that song. We both invested the same amount of money. We lost. The guy ended up taking me to court. We lose. I lose, actually, not we. And I ended up owing this guy money. Horrible. Long, super long stories. It's embarrassing. A lot of people knew what we were doing. They knew we were tied up in litigation. How both people invest into a show and then I lose when whatever, sob story. It's very, very embarrassing. At the time, it's rock bottom. You don't know what to do because it's like, man, I'm in a huge hole. This is early in the business career. It was a really tough time. What I decided to do, luckily, I had some people around me that kind of helped me get my mind back on. But I decided to study what real businesses and what real business people were doing and raising capital the right way for the business and growing your business and brand that's going to last. Uh, I'm very happy and grateful for the people around me that kind of helped me, um, you know, clamp down at that time and get my head on straight. So what I did is I actually looked into people. Okay, what are businesses that have lasted for 10, 20, 30, 50 years? What do they do? So I started studying like Rockefeller Habits, Harvard Business Review books. Started looking into all these time true and tested brands and what these people were doing. I committed to setting up my business the right way and not trying to wing it, because when you first get into business, well, that's what a lot of people try to do. They try to wing it, and taking the time and actually learning and reading was a great thing for me. So I invested the money I didn't have to learning how to create business plans, entities, formations, legal formations, and you know forming companies, all this different stuff. It's priceless stuff to know. I was committed to following the teachings and not just getting drawn off the path by shiny objects. Sorry, like everybody else. Staying committed to what you're doing and doing it day in, day out is one of the most important things. So, what I've came up with from all of that is basically the 3 steps to getting the cash for your idea within 21 days. And this is what we've laid out with our business. That is what we need from you. And then from there, we can match you with different funding sources to get the finances that you need to execute your idea. The step 1 of 3 is laying out bullet points of your plan and team. So people, lenders, banks, investors, they want to know the bullet points. They don't want to read 50 pages of a business plan. They want to know generally what it is that you're doing and who it is that you're working with. The second thing is we need the 7-pack of documents. We need a driver's license, social, pay stubs, utility bill, service agreement, limited power of attorney, and credit check logins. And we'll explain this later on, but basically this is the admin portion. We're going to need that because they're going to request to see things to verify you are a real person, you're stable, etc. And the third part is visual preparation. How far along is this idea? How legitimate is it? And the third step is actually optional. If you care about appearances and you care about the way that you look, this is something that you're gonna, find a great thing. If not, and you just want to see how much financing you can get and then go from there, it's really up to you. That's it. Yeah, it's 3 steps. It's really not rocket science. But remember the house rules, okay? Will you follow the directions? Because it sounds easy. Yeah, those are things that you can get, but you would be surprised how many people cannot follow the 3 steps. And remember the house rules of being responsive, understanding you have to pay it back, and understanding that this is a serious commitment. So, to go over step 1 again, your plan and your team is important. They need to know that you're serious. They want to look at the idea. In your agreement that you sign with us, there's going to be wording in there to protect your idea so somebody can't run off with your idea. At this stage, we'll also be able to present you with different options if it's needed. And when you're letting them know about your plan and your team, it's your opportunity to brag. So if you have a Nobel Peace Prize winner and he's on the board of your company and he's helping you, you need to say that. If you have a patent that's going to change the world, you need to say that. It's your opportunity to let the people that are going to be interested in funding your business know what the situation is now. So the 7 pack of documents is the admin portion of the application. Of course, we're going to need a driver's license. We're going to need a social security card. Where you'll be uploading that will be encrypted so that no one can hack in and break your stuff or take your stuff, etc. or what have you. You're going to need the last 3 months of pay stubs or bank statements. We want to be able to verify, okay, yeah, you actually have income coming in. This is going to allow them to also see, hey, maybe you're eligible for different types of funding or financing for your idea, and it really just makes it an easier process. The utility bill is just making sure, hey, you have a place, and then this utility bill address matches your driver's license address. It just shows that, hey, you're a stable person. You're not moving around or on the run or something wild. The service agreement is basically an agreement between us and you. Goes over the fees that we charge for helping you match you with investment or lender or funding or what have you, and it also protects you the confidentiality of what you do and what we're doing for you as well. So it really protects all parties involved and makes sure everything is clear, clean, and 100% professional. And then the last document or the last thing is the credit check total login information. Then they want to be able to go back and see, hey, do you have good credit, bad credit? To be honest with you, a lot of people get freaked out about the credit portion. It really does not matter. There's funding products out there for people with not the greatest credit, and then there's funding products out there for people with amazing credit. What it really is going to do is going to allow the person looking at it to be able to help you. So I would say don't be embarrassed. Don't worry about it. As long as you're in the 600s, you'll be all right, in my own opinion. Oh, and of course, the last thing, the limited power attorneys, is we're going to need that to be able to submit the documents on your behalf and get you hooked up with the proper people. And then the third step is the visual preparation. Okay? So the reality is let me take a second and kind of let you know, like I said, this is a totally optional part. You don't need this part to actually get the funding that you're looking for. But looks do matter. So if somebody was going to marry your daughter or son or whatever, how would you feel if the first time you met them, they looked horrible? You wouldn't really you feel that good. Or maybe imagine if you were hiring someone and their email was ghetto skater gangster 187 at hotmail.com. Is that something that would make you feel good? Probably not. Okay? So what we suggest to people is getting a professional website, getting a professional logo, getting a business email address, along with submitting these application documents. Because this is a business, it's an idea. You don't need them to get the money, but the reality is it's going to truly help them make the proper decision that's going to help you ultimately. So the way that you want to be perceived in a situation is very, very important. Does it sound like a lot? I'm sure you've tried to apply other places. They're asking for tons of more paperwork. So I don't think it's a lot, but hey, if you find somebody else or another company out there that is doing it faster, let us know. We'd love to see what they're doing. Security and privacy are at the utmost with us, and we sign agreements so that we're all protected. And of course, we'll be giving you documentation, you know, so that you can feel comfortable that we're acknowledging that we've met and discussed your business idea. Um, just to keep everything on the up and up. A lot of people, um, maybe have an idea. Yes, they need funding, but maybe it's top secret to them, and we're not out to try to steal anyone's idea or anything like that. So that's one of the main things that we want to let you know, is that we are not out to steal anyone's idea. So the game plan is pretty simple. These are the steps. We go from the outline and then to the 7-pack. Once that happens, bam, funding. Awesome. Very simple, all laid out. This can be done within a couple of days, depending on how fast you want it to happen, these first 2 phases here. After the 7-pack, we'll call you and present you with more funding options. If you need to fill out any additional documents, we'll handle that at that time. And if there's ways that you can clean up your credit or do other things, we will be presenting them to you at that time as well. It's a very, very easy process, as we outlined. This is not rocket science. It's just simply following directions and getting over the proper information. So, again, you're ready. You're at a computer, you're watching this webinar, you've heard how it works, and you know that getting funding for your business or idea would take you to the next level. So, let's get started. What I showed you is the exact system I've used to help people just like you raise thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you would like me to help you implement everything we've gone over, that would be amazing. So this is what we're going to do next. You're going to fill out the plan and team outline link. That is going to be below. A representative will be in touch with you within 24 hours, and we're going to go over any questions you may have about the 7-pack of documents. And then, from there, the decision will be yours whether or not you would like funding or alternative routes of funding. And yeah, there will be no pressures. The decision is yours, and we definitely look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks for taking time today to hear what we have to say, and